I was charged in November last year, and I was driving home from a friend's place in Cremorne back to my house in Manly. I passed the Spit Bridge and there was an RBT set up. It just looked normal and I wasn't very worried as I hadn't drunk or smoked anything that night. I got breath tested and I was fine, and then the officer mentioned he'd be conducting a random drug test, and I started to get a little nervous as I'd heard rumours that it will show up positive up to 12 hours, but it'd been 2 days since I'd last smoked, so I hoped for the best.
The mobile drug test program began in 2013 after alarming statistics that you are 18 times more likely to be in an accident with drugs in your system. In 2014, MDT showed that 1 in 13 people tested had drugs in their system. Police conducted around 55,000 mobile drug tests last year. Toby was one of the few thousand who were caught.
I think that testing for traces of drugs is a way of stopping people or making them think about drug driving, but I think that that's a spin-off of what it is they're actually trying to achieve, which is stopping people from taking illicit substances. Technology's become amazing and it picks up people who have taken something a week, 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, but the legislation hasn't kept up with that. So those people are being treated the same way as ones who had taken a drug right before they were driving. And so some magistrates appreciate that that's the situation, and so they're more inclined to be lenient with people who have been found guilty of these particular offences. But then there's another school of thought which says, well, you've done 2 things wrong. You've taken an illegal drug and then you've driven with it in your system.
The Greens Party have strong views on how to stop unfair testing and how to make safe driving equitable for all.
I don't think the key motivator from the government is revenue raising. I think this is their moral agenda. Yeah. It's the moral agenda of the former Police Commissioner Andrew Scipione, it's the moral agenda of the former Premier Mike Baird, and it's the moral agenda of the New South Wales Coalition. Yeah. There's a handful of drugs they don't like. Yeah. There's a whole lot they want to turn a blind eye to. Yeah. There's a handful of drugs they don't like. They're used by people that they think are either vulnerable or marginal and they can target them, and they're dressing it up as a road safety campaign. Really ugly politics. The idea that we'd be applying the same penalty for someone who smoked a joint a week ago as somebody who is grossly impaired points out just how unworkable, how unjust and how unreasonable these laws are.
So I've got a few jobs lined up at the moment. I got my licence back last week and things are slowly looking better for me.